this one.
Was Muhammad not illiterate?
Okay, let us talk about Muhammad being illiterate. First of all, if Muhammad is illiterate, there is a story in the hadith says that when the angel came to him, he said to him, read, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you, my friend. I don't know you, with my respect to you. Remember, I'm not trying to insult you. You do not know how to read, and supposedly I'm an angel, which means I know that you don't know how to read, right? And God is the one who sent me. And then I said to you, read. I mean, who is the stupid here?
Well, he didn't mean read as in the literal sense, as in read.
What he meant then?
Maybe he meant in a different way.
Like what? Give me an example. When I say read, read is read. Arabic is Arabic. I know what read means. Read. اقرأ فانقر وراء, which means he say.
Maybe he meant, I don't know, maybe he meant recite instead of read.
That would be even more stupid, because how you say I cannot recite? You just did. By saying that word, you just did say the word. Imagine I say to you, say zucchini, and you say I cannot say zucchini. You know what I mean?
But where does he say that, first of all?
Huh?
Where does he say that? Where does he say he said read and he wasn't able to read?
Well, according to the Muslim, the angel, he said to Muhammad, read, and he said, I cannot read. So here there is a bad error here, because if this is a story as the Muslim tried to present it to us, that means Muhammad, he been ordered from his God wrongly to read, and his God do not know that he do not know how to read, and Muhammad was correcting him, saying to him, come on, I do not know how to read. Then
okay, so you're saying that, okay, so basically you're saying that he was a liar, and in fact he did actually know how to read.
I am not saying anything. I'm just questioning what you just told me. You know, you are the one who mentioned to me how he cannot read, but the story does not make sense. Secondly, if you go in the Quran, my friend, you will see that the Quran speak about Muhammad being illiterate, and illiteracy in the Quran is not about him knowing how to write, how to read. The Quran, and I think you know because you are a Muslim, it says that we are the Christians and the Jews, we are people of the book. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why we are not called illiterate? We are called people of the book because simply we know the book, which means we know God. Those who they are not from the Christians and the Jews, they are called ummiyin. Read with me chapter 2 verse number 78. I hope the screen is coming good for you. Do you see it?
Yeah, but I don't know how to read Arabic. That's the thing.
No, I'm showing to you in English now.
All right, so what's the problem?
The problem is, you just told me that Muhammad did not know how to read, but nowhere in the Quran it says that Muhammad did not know how to read. It says that there's two kinds of people. There's people who they are illiterate, and there's people who have a book, which means the Quran make it clear that the one who is called illiterate is the one who don't have book of God. Those who have a book of God are called people of the book, and this is what the Quran speak of. And the ignorant Muslims, they think that this is about illiteracy, about not the body. Nobody knows except the Christian and the Jews. They knew how to write and to read. This will be funny. In the whole world, there's nobody knows how to write, how to read except the Christian and the Jews. It's like we are burned to be duck, and we right away we walk like a duck and we swim like a duck. That would be funny, right? So the Quran trying to copy the Jews from the Old Testament, speaking about the Gentile who they are illiterate about God. They are pagan. So the Quran confirmed that there's two kinds of people who they are illiterate about God, and there's people who they have a book. Did you get it?
Yeah, all right. So you're talking about illiterate in the sense of not having the book, right?
Yes, not having a book, and you don't have the true religion, you know. So you are illiterate, and that makes sense, correct?
Well, my parents been telling me that, you know, that's one of the miracles, because, you know, he was illiterate. So how can he, you know, say write? I mean, they basically say, you know, no one was able to write a book like him. I mean, no one is able.
I mean, my friend, this book is the most. Please don't think I'm trying to insult you. This is the most stupid book ever I read. So when you keep saying to me how he can write this book, Muhammad, he did not write a book. This is a bunch of collection of stupid stories that don't make sense. Have you, like, as an example, did you read the chapter 18 in the Quran?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Isn't it? Is that something somebody he have any little brain will say? That the sun set in the murky water?
Well, you were talking about Alexander the Great, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's talking about Alexander the Great. Absolutely. Okay. So Alexander the Great, suddenly he became a messenger of Allah, But Alexander the Great, he is a homosexual and he is a bisexual
He's not
actually.
he's not saying that, is it?
It is, because if you go and read the interpretation, you will see that this is the person, they call him the man with the two horns. This is a story written by a Syrian writer, a fictional story about a true person, which is Alexander the Great. And they called him the man with the two horns. Why? Because when he go in war, he wear a hat, has two horns. But according to Muslims, and this is their explanation, they say that he was called such a name because when he invited his people to Islam, his people did beat him with the hammer in his head, like boing, and then he got the first horn, and then after that Allah he raised him from death and he sent him again to his people, and then when he came to his people, they, he said to them again, convert to Islam, and they did beat him again with the hammer in his head, boing, and he got the second horn, and this is why he was called Zulqarnain, which means the man with the two horns. Otherwise, it's going to be funny to call somebody a guy with a two horn. Why? He's a cow? Who
Well,
is a
probably
guy?
wasn't mean in the literal sense.
No, it's
as
mean.
in-
No, it's mean. Zulqarnain. The man, Zu in Arabic. Zul, which means the one with. Qarnain, which mean two horn. As simple as that. And look here, Allah is talking supposedly. They asked thee concerning Zulqarnain. Say, I will rehearse to you something of his story. So the one is telling us the story is Allah. But then the story is really crazy. He says that verily we establish his power on the earth, speaking about the king who controlled all the earth and gave him all the way in the means to the end. And then it says, on such away he followed until he reached the setting sun of the sun, and he found it sitting in a spring of murky water. This is God talking. This is the miracle you are talking about, the sun sitting in murky water.
Probably it was meant to be said in a different way. I don't know.
No, my friend, it says it clearly sitting. I know the Muslim, they try to make it appear to be something, but Muhammad, your prophet, he cannot get himself mute, so he get himself busted. So Muhammad in the hadith, he explained this verse, and he said, let's see. You see the hadith with me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so it says, I was sitting behind Allah Messenger, the Messenger of Allah, SAWS, who was riding a donkey while the sun was setting, and he asked, do you know where this set? I replied, Allah and his messengers knows best, which means this is the knowledge of Allah, because Muhammad is not speaking of his own. He said, it's set in a spring of warm water. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I used to live there. I mean, I always used to see the sun sitting in murky water. It was the dish where my grandmother washed the clothes. I mean, this is obvious. This is a lie, and this is going to be something to be proud about.
Yeah, that's a bit funny, to be honest.
Thank you very much. I can tell that this gentleman is a nice person, and he have a patient, by the way, because I'm being very sarcastic, but he is not getting upset. I respect that of him. But my friend, you as a person coming from a good family, and you have a brain, and I can tell you, you have a level of education. Do you want to accept such a thing to be followed? And they told you Muhammad is amazing, and Quran, how you can write the Quran? The Quran is the most stupid book ever I saw.
Well, to be honest, I believe what my parents have been teaching me, telling me. So, yeah, to be honest, I haven't read the whole Quran. So yeah.
So, are you willing to leave Islam, my friend?
Well,